What would happen if you untied your identity from your wallet? If you released yourself from the clutches of what this is what you're supposed to do? If you released yourself from the idea of what you're allowed to do? What would happen? How would you spend your time, your energy? What would change about you? This is a question that I have been sitting in recently, and today's Wednesday, which means it's my day off, which means I've had a little bit of extra time to think about it. So we're going to have that conversation right after the intro. And welcome back to another episode of The Daily Donna with me, your host, Dr. Donna Oriolo, sex and relationship therapist in the Washington, D.C. metro area, helping Black women feel free, fabulous, and iffed. You already know I'm the author of Drink Water and Mind Your Business, a Black woman's guide to unlearning the BS and healing self-esteem. And this is one of those times where it's like, yo, but do you listen to the things that you say, or do you just say things and you let them go? So I'm actually going to read from this book right now, chapter 3, page 47, Do You Value Self-Esteem? Black women spend a lot of time waiting. We wait for permission to live our lives to the fullest. We wait for parents to tell us that we're allowed to go for the thing that we want. We wait for partners to say that they support us. We wait on jobs to give us promotions. We wait. We will spend a lifetime waiting, never pursuing the things that we desire because no one has given us permission. And when I say no one has given us permission, I mean no one. We have not even given ourselves permission to move forward. Baby, I was talking to me. I was talking to whoever read the book, but I was also kind of like low key, high key talking to me. And in thinking about that, what's been coming up? So a friend of mine has said recently that she wants to quit her job, that she is ready to quit, leave it all behind, go do something else. Now, she has a partner who is able to support her in that decision. But what she realized is that she was working for identity, right? And not just her. I realized that a lot of us, a lot of my clients especially, we're living for identity. We are waiting to be allowed to live a specific type of life. And because the American dream and so many things are so wrapped up in being aspirational, but have moved into a space where they're no longer reasonably attainable, you will literally work until you die. That you will work yourself until your death, trying to get to this elusive thing that is constantly being shown to us as the way to live our life. That you don't want to just get a house, you need the house. So the thing that serves the function of keeping rain off your body, keeping cold wind from your skin, the thing that is intended to serve as shelter, now more than anything else becomes a status symbol. That the car whose job it is to get you from point A to point B now has to serve as a status symbol. That the shoes on your feet now has to serve as a status symbol. The clothes on your back is supposed to serve as a status symbol. And as long as you are chasing status, as long as you are focused on the thing that is said to make you into a visual representation of success that you have not defined, you lose. And you will never give yourself permission to live the life that you want because you're still trying to chase status, which means you're still trying to seek approval. And you are still trying to seek approval from who is the question. Who are we trying to impress so badly that we work ourselves to the point where the only thing we have to show are our status symbols? Like, I be watching Paradise. I'm watching Silo. I like Silo is on Apple TV. Paradise is on Hulu. Um, I be reading books. A girl likes a book or two. And I'm just thinking about all the ways in which we literally throw away our lives seeking approval by way of the status symbol so that we can have status, so that we can feel important, so that we can feel valuable, so that we can feel like we are somebody. And how, in the end, the thing that we lose is the right to experience a life that is about something more than laboring. Because we are still operating in the mindset that if we have less, we are worth less. And that if we're worth less, we might as well go. A world that requires you to prove your worth by way of your labor, that only through your labor can you achieve worth, is a world that is set up exactly for your failure. Because when I come to the question of like, why are we here, right? Like, not here as in me and you on the internet right now, but here in the sense of why are we here on earth? Like, what is the purpose? I feel like that's a question that a lot of people have turned to religion to answer, that we try to figure out like, why are we here? What is the purpose? And I end up thinking like, well, why do you go to an amusement? Right? You go to an amusement park to be amused. You go to an amusement park to spend time maybe with friends or with family. You go to an amusement park to be entertained. You go to an amusement park to have a break. There are so many reasons why you go to an amusement park, and the reasons may vary, right? Like some people go there to work, and some people go there to do clandestine activities, and some people go because they are seeking thrills, right? Like whatever it is, there are multiple reasons for going to an amusement park. And if the amusement park was life, we would still have varied reasons for being here. And maybe it is, as some people would say, that we do not remember the reason that we came to Earth. There's some people are saying that, yeah, you chose to be here. I'm looking like I chose adulthood on purpose. Crazy. But what if you did choose to be here? What would be your purpose in being here? Is your purpose to work and then to perish? I find it hard to believe that that is the only reason that we're here, which makes me then take a step back, right? Like when I like going back to that example of the amusement park, why do we go there? We go there for the experience, baby. Which makes me think then about life. Why are you here? If we're here for the experience, is the only part of life we want to experience, is the part that we want to experience the part where we yearn, the part where we work to fulfill the yearning, and then we yearn more and then we work more. Is that is that all there is to life? Is there more that you want to have in the experience? Here's what I see. As a sex and relationship therapist, what I see are people who say they want pleasure but will never experience it because the pleasures in life have been placed behind a paywall. Because the things that they desire are just outside of their reach. So they work a little bit harder to make it be in their reach. But, life happens. And should you spend the money on that experience, or should you spend the money on this material thing instead, or should you save that money? And people die with all the money hidden away in a bank account or hidden away in their closets by way of the clothes and shoes and things they bought, and still have had next to no experiences. People want to go on that vacation, but because they can't buy that first class ticket, they refuse to sit and coach. They just don't go. Um, People want to experience what this country or that state or that whatever has to offer, but because they can't spend 6 months there, because they can't stay at the star, high-end bougie hotel, they don't go. They refuse to have an experience at all if they can't experience it exactly the way they want to. So we rob ourselves of having experiences because we can't get it the way we want, and because we want the thing that has been shown to us, the thing that is supposed to be like the marker of a good vacation or a good experience, or the only thing that we've seen as like the experience worth having. We will make our lives devoid of experiences at all. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing it up because my friend is going to quit her job, and I'm so profoundly excited for her and envious, but mostly excited. Maybe also a little bit jealous. Now, our relationship leaves room for me to have the fullness of my human spectrum that some of you deny your friends because jealousy is seen as a thing, as a bad thing. Envy and jealousy have a place in this world. And some of us are trying to say that you are a bad friend when you experience it. I am envious because I want what she's about to have, in the sense of what does your day look like when it's untethered from your job? When you get to have a series of experiences that are not dictated by I went to work between the hours of this and this. I feel like you open up the the things that are available. Now, I want you to pause. I didn't say quit your job, friend. I didn't. Far be it from me to tell me, for me to tell you, I don't know your financial. Do not quit your job unless that is something that you were already intended to do. Now, with her, when she said that she wanted, the world of possibilities just opened up as to what she could do, and I realized that I wanted to also not quit my job. I like what I do, but I wanted there to be more possibilities. I want to be able to write my future, but not have it rely on my past. And what I mean by that is like, you know, the past has dictated what you know, right? And so it kind of reminds me of Sunrise on the Reaping. There's a part where Hamish basically says, like, I know that there's going to be a reaping next year. And his girl is just like, honey, you don't know the future. And if you're using the past as the only way to predict what will be, you close yourself off to the possibilities. It's part of the reason why I hate it when people say it is what it is. Because what you're actually saying is it is what it will always be. Because I think what you intend to say, like, all right, let me tell you why I think that you say why it means it is what it will always be. When you're saying it is what it is, you've closed yourself off to the possibility of a different future. It is what it is sounds like something you're calling in to constantly be repeated. Whereas if you say it is what it was, it sounds like you recognize that this moment is predicated on what was in the past and that your tomorrow doesn't have to look like that. I went to work yesterday. I'm not at work today. But my week looked like this last week. So I expect that next week will look similarly, that I will work Monday and Tuesday and I won't work Wednesday, but I'll go back to work on Thursday and Friday, right? It is what it was. And I am predicating my future on what this week is, which is the wrong thing to do. I want to open up the possibilities of my life beyond my job. And I want the same thing for you, because we are not giving ourselves permission to live the fullness of our lives because we have cut off our options at the knees. Based off what? What someone else said we were allowed to do? Whose permission are you waiting for to live your life? What does it mean for you to actually live it? To be in it, to be a full participant. I'm not saying you don't have hard decisions. But I'm saying that a lot of us take away our decisions and say we had no choice. There's always a choice. There's always a choice. Not always easy choices, not always choices we like, not always choices we want, but always there are choices. And because my friend is going to quit And I recognized my envy and my jealousy being like, I worry about losing her, that she has this experience and we become disconnected, which is unfair, right? It is unfair to think her a fair weather friend any more than it is, and to think of myself as someone that is not worthy of knowing, even as her experiences change. That is my work, but our conversation. And because I recognized the envy for what it was, I've now decided that I'm working toward a sabbatical. I want to be able to take time off. Work will be there when I get back. You can get it, you can get a job, right? You can find something to do to make sure that you can eat, so that you can rest, so that you have a place to lay your head, food in your mouth or in your belly, clothes on your back, so I can still get my braids braided, I know that I can figure those things out. And so what I'm doing and what I'm inviting you to do is the math. What does it actually take for you like, what would it take for you to take a month off? I know that your job did not give you a month off. I'm asking, what would it take for you to take a month off? If that's how long you wanted a sabbatical to last. Now, if you look up sabbatical, they say that a sabbatical can last between a month and a year, that is a sabbatical, and that you can use it for rest. You can use it for self-discovery, for personal development, for growth, for learning, to write a book, to do something else. I don't know what you would do in the weird off, but the point is neither do you. You don't know what you would do. Maybe the first week you'd be full of anxiety and nerves because all you know is your regular routine. Maybe in your second week, you start to fall into the fact that you don't have a routine. Maybe you mourn some things that you felt like you lost in the time that you didn't have one. Maybe by week 3, you hit your stride. And maybe by week 4, you're ready to return back to work. Maybe a month is really all you need. The point is that I don't know, and neither do you. I want to open myself up to the possibility of taking a month off and it not needing to be connected to illness, because that apparently is the only time I give myself a month off. The last time I took a month off, it was to recover from a surgery. The time before that I took a month off, it was to recover from a surgery. Do you see the pattern? Because I'm seeing a pattern. And I don't want that for myself. I want to take a couple of months off. I have figured out the dollar amount that it takes to do it, like the minimum dollar amount to keep my bills paid. While a girl takes some time off, I know what the minimum is. And then it's like, okay, what else do you want to do in that time? So now that I know, I'm thinking like, all right, girl, what does it take for you to save X amount of dollars so that you can take that time off and discover? That is where I am. I'm in a space where I'm now ready to discover, because I recognize that as much as I know myself right now, I know myself at work, right? I told you that self-concept is the thing that builds that self-esteem. Self-concept is what you know. I know a lot about the version of me that works, and that works a lot because I've been working for as long as literally I can remember. Like, I think of, and like, I know that some people wouldn't say that school is work, but it is the job of a child to be in school, which means it is work. I've been in work then as at least as pre-K, right? Like, there's been work since pre-K, doing since pre-K, but never just doing, right? I haven't done just the one thing for a very long time. It's been sometimes, like, a friend called a while back and was just like, yeah, because she's in school and she's got a full-time job. She was just like, I think back to that time where you had a full-time job and a part-time job and were a full-time student and still made time to come to work and play activities, and you had an geographically undesirable partner that you were driving 3 and 4 hours to see every other weekend, and you were doing all of that and building a business. And I think, yeah, I could certainly do one school and one job. And I was just like, yikes. I was hustling. And hustle culture sounds cute until you realize what you're doing. You're killing yourself. And that she was using that time as an example, and that I was proud of it. Gosh, now I'm a little bit ashamed of it. Marquise said that he only uses, Marquise said in the video where we discussed Jay-Z and billionaire status and all that, this video here, he said that money is about how comfortable he will be, but it's not a determination about how successful he is. I am workplace successful in many ways. And because I do not have the creature comforts that had now become the must-haves of this time, I am viewed as, or I can view myself as, less successful. When for me, what has usually been the real marker of success has been whether or not you're able to rest after a job well done. The experiences that you had, that you took within you, that you are proud of. And this is an experience that I want to have. An experience of, no, I'm not working, and no, I'm not doing that other job, and no, I'm not doing that other. To rest and to experience, and maybe just have a month that goes by the whims of my pleasures, of the things that I desire, the things I want to see, touch, taste, sound, the sounds I want to hear. And I kind of want that for you too. So I guess let me know in the comments below. What would happen if you untied your identity from your job and money? For me, I'm seeing that if I untied it, then I would want more rest. I would want to open myself up to the fullness of the possibilities of what I might do, who I might become in that time where I don't have to perform or be something specific, do something for someone else. What it would be for me to just step in fully, fall in, as it were, to just being a human being and not have to do. What about for you? What might change for you? What might you want to do if you untied yourself from job and money? Even just daydreaming the possibilities can open you up to the ways that you can make those things happen on a smaller scale in your life right now. I think that we're deserving of that. I look forward to your answers. You are the bee's knees. I am Dr. Donna. This is the Daily Donna, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode of the Daily Donna.